Blog Talk Radio. And welcome to another brand new Soul Sister show today, Thursday, August 6th, and we are actually coming in the middle of the summer. It's real summertime still. It's a very nice way, so to speak. And you are welcome to Soul Sister Show with hosts Sue and Anne, and we are a live call-in worldwide radio. So if you haven't called in, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and just join us. We just love to interact with you. You can ask questions, or why not get a free mini reading live on air. If you want to talk with us live on the show, please press 1. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Rhodes in Greece. And on today's show, we will talk about soul realignment. And our special soul realignment related topic is vital life force. So what is vital life force? And we take your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air as usual. And we are always a live call-in worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Rhodes in Greece. You can listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live, or why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. So, as I mentioned before, we are going to talk about soul realignment and vital life force today. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and we just love to talk about any and all spiritual topics. And we are always a live call-in worldwide radio. And we have listeners in 23 countries all over the globe and growing. So thank you all for that. That's really making us feel very honored that you actually are listening to us. Once again, it's a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and now is a great time to get your spot early. If you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. And as always, you can visit us on YouTube. Search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube, and if you like us, please subscribe, and you can find upcoming episodes and full past episodes from the end of 2019 and forward on YouTube. So let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, finally, Sue, all the way from hot Arizona. Hi, Sue. How are you?
I'm fine, Sissy. No, I hope there wasn't any interference. If there was, I take full blame. sorry about that. I had some board issues, guys. I don't know if you could hear it, and I had to call back on the board. You have little tricks of the trade, and while Ann was talking, I bounced out and then bounced back in. So my apologies to anyone heard that.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a joke with you, or I wish I could actually, because usually I'm the one that's kicked out.
I actually kicked myself out this time because I had some things running and I messed that up. So my apologies, guys.
So, you're here now, and that's wonderful. And everybody, it's still time here, a good time to call in. If you want to talk with us live on the show, and don't be shy, call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 if you want to talk with us live on the show. And of course, you can connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a more personal private reading, more in-depth reading, and you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And of course, you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com and find out much more about us. So, before we move on with today's show, I know that Sue wants to tell us about what last show was all about.
Yes, I do, actually. Sorry about that, guys. Kind of a little scatterbrain here. Actually, last week, I want to say Zelda, but it wasn't, was it? It was Zelda was the week before that.
Yes,
was
we had Zelda, yes.
Okay, I thought I was missing something. Yeah, Zelda, oh my God, guys, she is absolutely amazing. Go in if you get the chance to look at past episodes. She is just incredible. We had done the best way to get maximum results from psychic, and she is chock full of answers and information. She has over 39 years experience in this area, and I think every time we talk to her, we have her on, we're always learning something new. I hope I'm coming in okay for you guys. I seem to be having a little bit of trouble. Anne, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, but I feel you're cutting a little bit. It's cutting off and on with you, so I can't hear you very clear. So try your best.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, a lot of technical issues today. Let me see if I turn it up a little, if it helps. Can you hear me?
No, actually not, so.
I'm not really sure why. I'm trying, guys. I've got my microphone practically on my lips. Not really sure what the problem is. All right.
Okay, maybe now is better. You hear me okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're coming in perfect. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
Zelda is just fabulous. She's always learning something new, having her on with us. She's just a library. She's chock full of information. And so if you're interested in listening to her on our show, you can find her last week on scrollsofthesoul.com. Okay. I think that's it, Sissy.
Yeah. That was actually a great show. Wonderful. And, the energy we had together, three of us, it's stunning. I love it.
It is.
I really love it. Yes.
I'm always debating whether we should run that for 2 hours, because 90 minutes seems to go by so quick. But then I thought, even if I ran it 2 hours, we'd probably still having her on. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see. I'm going to get to today's topic. And I will just state again, this is a call-in live show. And if you haven't called in yet, you can call in That's 213-935-8587. And or you can go into the chat room if you have a question in the chat room, and that would be Skulls of the Soul /live. So if you're kind of shy and don't want to be on the air, you're welcome to go over there and ask any questions. All right. Today's topic, we're taking on Soul Realignment like we do every month. It's the first of every month. And this one is about vital life force or vital force energy. This is, we always try to, like we have in the past, give you guys, the audience, some information with respect to Soul Realignment and the work we do outside of the radio show. So this is one area that Ann and I, hold close to the heart. We favor this one. And maybe
yes,
just
we do.
Just due in part to having a lot of rich content when we do this for our clients. There's so many areas and aspects of the soul that has a ton of information about the soul's history. So what we try to do is give you guys a window, a peek into some of the behind the scenes, what it is we do, and aspects of the soul that present itself to us. So every month, like I said, we take on this topic and just pick out different areas of the soul realignment. Now, I will say that with soul realignment itself, it is quite a vast repertoire of information when we're pulling this together for you, the client. And what I mean by that is we have a huge, looking for the right word here, we have a huge plethora of information that we pull from to put this together for you, this information. And so when we're doing that, what comes out, for instance, what may come out is vital force energy, making choices that take a huge amount of effort. There are a lot of different areas in Soul Realignment that we take from, and we pull this information. It's very precise. The questions are very precise, and the answers come out really precise. And even if you guys, as a client, haven't heard this information before, it resonates. It sounds really familiar with you once we present you with the final information. The best part, I think, as being a client, for instance, when receiving this info, is the clearing aspect. For me, it always stands out as kind of that final
I know it does.
Yeah, it does, because it made such an impact for me when it was done for me. And while it may not seem like it's something that big for a client, or maybe it is, the reason I say this is due in part to the shift that occurs, that there is this tremendous shift when you participate and your practitioner presents you the information. Your practitioner is giving you a little bit of homework to do. And within the context of that homework is a 21-day prayer. And what happens, there's an evolution that occurs. You notice that there's a huge shift. And for each one of us, it's different what that shift may entail, what it's helping you cleanse yourself and clear yourself of. For me, it was an experience basically of some things that I had to work through. At the time, I didn't realize how much it needed work on. And so when I did the prayer aspect, at first I didn't connect the dots. I just thought, okay, I'm going to have another prayer I'm going to have to say for 21 days. But when
I know.
this shifted,
I'm laughing. I'm sorry, Susie.
Go
There
ahead.
was a slight kind of resistance, wasn't it?
Somewhat. what Anne is stating basically is I gave her kind of a comment of, oh, really? Really? I get to do homework? Come on. It's like a child being told from school they have to do homework, right? And that was my reaction to it. And I think this is why it stands out so much for me. This particular aspect of going into the records, right? From Anne's end, she just pieced together this amazing story, this beautiful puzzle, and it resonated for me. But afterward, I had to participate in this prayer that you have to state for 21 days. And what happened is about... Go ahead, Anne.
I just wanted to chime in a little bit. I'm laughing. I'm sorry. I know, but because I didn't express my resistance so as loud as you did, but I did have some. And it's common to think that, okay, hey, why do I need someone to do this for me if I'm going to have to do some homework and some prayers?
Right.
But we are talking about the vital force energy and basically making this. Making a reading for someone and doing a reading and the clearing, it means that your Akashic Records and the energy around you and anything past will be cleared so that you have a clear path forward. But this means that the energy needs to settle within you and that you are starting to become aware of what's going on. And 21 days makes sense because on a spiritual level as well as on a very human and earthly level, we need around 3 weeks to make something a habit, for things to sink in. So This is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight or within, if I do reading for you, the next minute you have changed. Of course, we have done the clearing, right? But that's you need to know how to proceed. So that is what all this is about, and that's probably why you felt, and I did feel the same. It makes a fantastic and big, huge impact for someone.
And everyone's, not everyone is going to have that same experience. It may not be on the 10th day. There is going to be some type of recognizable shift, even if it takes the 21 days, let's say, and there's something on the spiritual side of us that changes and shifts. It's only going to shift for the better, right? So only going to shift for the most positive. And, like Anne said, we need to participate in it. I always see this part of the record as something, as a client, okay, that I'm putting my stamp on, and I'm saying, yes, I'm in agreement with the information I received. I'm in agreement with the prayers, right? And it's like you're submitting to, and I hate to use that word, so I'm using it very loosely. In a way, it's a submission to the change that's going to occur, that you're open and willing to listen and hear and participate in the changes that are occurring. Now, I know of clients who haven't done it, which is fine. They don't have to do it. But I will tell you that there's a noticeable, at first as a client, when you receive this, when someone's going through the records for you and you receive this, you, if you don't participate in it, it may feel like it's dwindling, some of the shifts that occur. So it's important we participate, in that aspect of it, and it could happen, it may not happen. It's just something, I've noticed, for instance, with different clients and different aspects. However, so we're going to take on some vital vital force energy today. And vital force energy, because we touch on this topic, period, Sissy, we're always going to touch on areas that we savor. You know that. So,
Yes.
yeah. So I'll get into it a little bit with the vital force energy. The vital force energy is the stuff of creation of itself. It's the energy that's created each of our souls, and it's also the energy we access to create. So that's kind of cool. It's it's all within us. And we participate in creating that. Go ahead, Ann.
Yes. I wanted to say that the purpose also for doing a reading and having the clearing done and to become more aware, like a soul realignment reading, is because you are kind of being helped to come back to the original energetic statement and your divine soul blueprint, and that's the purpose of it, so that one can kind of start afresh, because from the very beginning, as we believe it, we are already created perfect. So we don't need to basically learn anything. But here, when we come here and we have incarnated a few times, and then many of us thousands of times actually, so we have been formed by the times we have been living in, of course, because there are so many. You can't do that, you have to do this, and you are supposed to do certain things, and it can be tricky to live in alignment with who you are. And maybe we are in a better place today, I hope so at least. Maybe not right now, because now the world is upside down, but maybe we are moving forward towards the better of it.
Right. And I know that it's the vital force energy is received from the divine by our divine soul blueprint. So that is correct. And this aspect of explaining the divine soul blueprint, it may be an area that we dive into more in the future with the soul realignment and the Akashic Records topic in general. So I always try to highlight certain aspects that we may delve into in the future. And basically, it's the blueprint, because there's those fundamentals that were created for us, that's unique to us. So this is why it's stated in the manner that it's stated, your divine soul blueprint. And, we're all unique, we're all different, but there are some fundamental things, I think, that are natural within the context of just being human. That happens for all of us, But then when you gather that information, when you put that together for someone, there are recognizable differences, within the context of the divine soul blueprint. But there's an underlying framework, so to speak, is what I was saying. So accessing vital force energy ideally is the dimensional aspect that makes up your being and is aligned to how your divine soul blueprint was first created by divine source. Makes sense. There's got to be a source, right? Divine source. This is how you were designed to receive the vital force energy at the third dimension, physical level of our experience. We align to our divine soul blueprint through choice. That's always an interesting statement. Okay? So
yes, it is.
By choice. And I know we brought this area up many a time before when we speak of choice. Just off the top of my head, I'll make a statement about choice. Choice is neither positive nor negative. It just is. Positive and negative are equal in their energy. While, of course, it doesn't feel equal to us, when negative starts to occur in our lives, they are equal as far as the energy that comes through or put out, so to speak. And even, on the positive side, you tend to feel like you're more amped up. But in reality, with something on the negative side, you're just as amped. I believe it uses just as much energy on the negative aspect. But they are equal.
Yes, it does actually.
In nature.
Yeah. The basically only difference is that a choice that is positive for you may not be positive for me because of how I'm made with my energetic statement and how I'm created with all the energies that exist within me. So that's why we can't just follow something that if 100 people walked down a path and they were successful doing it, maybe 101 would not be because it's not in alignment with who that person is. So we always have to find our own way that are in alignment with our unique energetic signature and soul blueprint.
Well, and through our education, through this work, physical choices can take a huge amount of effort, which is true. We physically make a choice, but I don't think it means in the physical sense. You can add the physical sense to it, where you physically move, where you physically do something. I think that's more of a dimensional, there's that physical dimensional aspect to it. And it's dense. So compared to others, we actually have to move our physical bodies through time and space when we take action.
Yeah.
But there's that, like I said, there's that spiritual component as well. Because all dimensional aspects of our being reflect one another, all of our choices reverberate powerfully through our entire divine soul frame. The upper dimensional aspects of our being are affected and altered by the quality of our choices, which is so true. Again, it's choice. Like you said, whether choice is positive or negative, for me, it may hold negative or positive for you. I think it's about, it could also be about our perception of something too. Because let's say you're experiencing something negative present day, right? But 1 year later, you look back on that negative experience and you actually see it as something really positive. And you do because you've gone through it, number one. Number two, when you reflect back, there's lessons that we take from a negative experience. And we always like to say things like, it might, at first, when you make that negative choice, you might say something like, I never want to make that choice again. I never want to do that again. But then a year, it could be a year, a couple of years. When looking back, we also can say, I don't regret that choice because A, B, and C, right? And we have come through an event, learned lessons, and understand what that might have been about. And not always, I'm not saying everything, but most of us are pretty smart. We can kind of understand, the lessons that are learned through both positive and negative experiences. But I think mainly through negative, we tend to gain more knowledge than we had before.
Yeah, because maybe they feel more uncomfortable somehow. It's not something that we really long for. But on the other hand, our negative experiences and the lessons we learn from that and the experience we get when we can experience ourselves in that particular energy and situation, that is one of the best keys for us to move forward. Right. Because if you think of it, if everything is flowing very smoothly, you don't need to learn anything or experience anything. You just go along and you're going to get very spoiled, right? Because you don't need to do anything. You don't have to make an effort. So how can you understand things if you don't experience anything? You can't. How can you understand?
Right. Right. I agree. See, it looks like we are at the bottom of the hour, so I'm just going to tell
Yay, my
everyone.
time.
I'll tell everyone in the queue. Just hang on, guys. We'll be over in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Yes. So, thank you everyone for bearing with us. We had some technical issues when we started up today, but it's okay now. Now it feels very good, and we're back with you again. Yay!
Yes, we are.
And if you haven't called in yet, it's a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. Don't be shy. We love to chat with you. We are starting to take your calls in a little bit here. And on today's show, we are talking about soul realignment and vital life force, plus your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. If you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, August 13th, with Soul Sister Show, host Sue and myself, Anne, and we will be holding open lines. Plus, we will have I lost my wording, a surprise topic to talk about. So we're going to find something very interesting that's going to be a surprise to talk about. And we take your calls, of course, open lines next week for questions and mini readings live on air. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And we also want to remind you all that next time we will have a show with numerology, and that will be Thursday, August 20th. We will offer you to send your birth date to us, year, month, and date in advance, and we will calculate your life path number for you and give you the short reading about your life path number when you call in on August 20th. So you can go to our website at scrollsofthesoul.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and fill in the contact form. You just put in your first name and your date of birth and choose show in the drop-down menu and write your area code so that we can actually find you on the board and give you your reading on August 20th. Keep yourselves updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we're always a live calling worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Rhodes in Greece. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number and press 1 to talk with us live on the show. Sissy, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. Okay. Let me move over to our first caller. I was actually just pulling cards as you were talking. I always try to pull something for everyone in both in the chat room and in the queue. So just really quick before I take our first caller, I actually got 4 of them, 2 from the Angel Answers and 2 from Spirit Message. The first one is yes.
Okay.
So someone has no questions. It came out yes. The next one is be assertive. And then the following two are forgiveness and seek. So that's interesting. Yeah, I always try to do one or two, but kind of felt for a little bit more. All right, let me move over to our callers. Was there something else you wanted to say, Susie?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, sorry everybody, I have a goose outside here, so you may hear that once in a while. I think he walked away, he or she. I could hear him.
Okay, let me go over to our callers.
Yeah, that was funny.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Jessica from New Jersey.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
Jessica. We spoke a little earlier.
Hi, yes.
Sorry if you heard any noises before. I was having some technical issues, and I'm trying to bounce everything around while everyone's calling in. So my apologies for that. What can we do for you?
Okay, let me plug in my headset also. Maybe that would help too. So I seem to be having a lot of. Can you hear me okay, by the way? I just plugged in the headset.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I seem to be having a lot of interactions with police officers lately, and they're not. It's not negative interactions. It's like me educating them or just kind of coming into contact with them. And I also have been approaching them about doing some trainings for them to support them with all the changes that are going on in their field. And I was just wondering what you're picking up with that, because sometimes I run into a little bit of fear within myself. I think that, I think that some of them don't really know what to make of me. I'm a little bit different, and I'm letting out my spiritual flag fly. So
you're being assertive, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, that card was for me.
And that's okay.
It's new me. I'm not giving my power away to them, and I know that most people do. So it's very interesting. Yeah.
Well, that's attractive too. That is, not for everyone. And for police officers, you would think that being aggressive wouldn't be a good thing, right? Wouldn't be a positive thing. But word also gets around, and if there's something that needs to be fulfilled on a subconscious level, you seem to be fulfilling it for them. So, one officer says one thing in the department, and it's going to go around. So for whatever reason, you're collecting people at this time, but that's exactly what they need, and it's exactly what you need as well. I don't see it, it's definitely not anything negative. I don't even hear or see anything negative. But, I will say on the side of officers, they're needing that from the general public anyways, to say, hey, whatever positive energy can flow their way, I think it's a good thing, and they're going to be attracted to that. That's like anybody else in any field. They're just going to be very attracted to light, and you definitely, with that assertive card, I got to tell you, there's a lot of light. There's a lot of beautiful, soft colors that are associated with the assertive. And this is what, and the outer part of the card has gold, right? And there's a woman holding a key, and she's angelic, of course. And almost all the colors of the rainbow are here in this card. So I can imagine being a positive, sorry about that, guys, being a positive influence. It's just really attractive, Are you finding that you're giving a lot of advice?
Yes.
Right.
So whether they want it or not, I just happen to appear, like, for example, which thank you for everything that you said. And a lot of times I feel really good about it. I mean, I realize in talking to you that I have to release the attachment I have of like, hey, we're going to invite you in. we're going to pay you to do these trainings. I mean, I do think that that's going to happen, but I notice how I'm getting a little bit maybe antsy with it, because I don't want to keep having conversations with cops here and there and giving of my energy. And I don't know why I'm so attracted to them. I'm sort of, there's like sort of a fear a little bit, because you don't know if something sparks something with them and then they want to arrest you. I have that I'm still working through in layers. But the other part of me wants to be around them, and I feel connected to them. Logically, I don't really understand what that's about. I've never been interested in officers at all. And they feel like sort of kindred spirits to me, but yet every time I connect with a lot of them, it's all ego. And that's not how I operate. Like, I feel like I'm bringing some like humanity to them to just kind of calm down and use your intuition and your heart more, rather than be so military, robotic.
Yeah. Well, you know, we were talking earlier. We were talking earlier about the divine soul blueprint, and there's something divine in this, okay, for you and for them. So, like I said, you have that beacon of light, and of course you're going to attract. And yeah, you didn't, this isn't something on your prayer list of things you really wanted to do, that you find yourself in, right? But yet, they're receiving some really great advice and spiritual energy. It can also be kind of a vampiring thing, where you might feel like your energy is being pulled, like you said, you're being pulled on, and it's draining for you. And look, I don't know. I don't necessarily know the reasons why they're pulling you over, but there is, because you give out that light, it's going to suck your energy. It's going to happen. So do some protection work. I am going to see if in the meantime, if Anne has something as well. Anne?
Hi, Jessica. Here's Anne. And I feel the same as Sue said, and I feel that I can confirm what you're saying too, that you are attracted to them. And maybe because you have something, have you ever worked with law or anything, giving courses or anything that has to do, it doesn't need to be law by itself. It can be how to be a leader, how to cope with people, how to coach others, or whatever, like courses that can bring out good things in people, because being a cop also feels to be sometimes a little bit draining, right? Because they don't work with all the pleasant things all the time. So it feels like your role in all of this is to basically, if you want to, because everything, we have free will and we can say yes and no to everything that's coming our way. But I sense that it may lead you towards something where you not necessarily need to be a police officer yourself, but you can somehow work with them and spread your light and your wisdom in a spiritual sense, and that feels really wonderful. So what I'm hearing for you is to just have a look at what's going on for you for real, and before you say yes or no, just follow a little bit and see where this leads you. Did you think about getting a course or something, study something right now that may be something that could benefit the police officers in the future? Because it feels like you are really connected. I don't know if this makes sense to you.
Yeah, well, that's what that's related to what I was sharing, as far as I have been, you could say, like pitching them to come in and offer trainings, and I keep changing my pitch. Like, I could help you with this, I could help you with this, I could help you with this. Like, there's actually a whole list of things I could help them with, and I'm just waiting for them to say, yes, we want you to come in. I've even contacted some police publications, and I want to write for them. Like, I'm really into it. That's why I'm sort of like, what is going on? But I'm like really into it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful. But I feel that it is the spirit and the angels and the universe that is guiding you towards this. But we always have our own wish and free will to say yes and no to everything. But I have a very strong feeling that you are going to be connected to the police in a very positive way in the future. I can't really tell exactly when. I'm not getting a real timeline. But I also sense that I have a dragon coming for you, and sometimes we may, if we are very much into positive energy and angels and things, we tend to think sometimes that dragons are maybe like warriors, right? More on the dark side. And I know that when I did receive my first dragon myself, I was kind of questioning that, and I said, but you know what? Dragons are very strong, and they can actually make use of all the elements like earth, wind, water, and fire, right? So they are in charge of all of them. So they're very strong. So if you feel for this, try to connect with, think of dragons and try to connect, because I feel you have one just around you.
I do have one.
Okay.
You just reminded me.
Have one.
Yeah, I haven't worked with him for a while, but I will now that you're saying it, because I see him. As soon as you mentioned it, I was like, oh, yeah, this dragon was around, came in a couple years ago.
So he's there for you. So reach out to him, and he will show you, because, you know, dragons are really strong, and they can manage just about anything. They are very strong and powerful.
As far as, just really quickly, guys, as far as numbers or dates, so I'm just going to throw this out to you, Jessica. 9 and 7 kept popping up. So it's either, 7 to 9 weeks, could be 7 to 9 months, but 9 and 7 came out really strong for you.
Okay. Yeah, I sort of question what I'm supposed to do in the meantime. It also might be September 7th, September, that's what I wrote down when you first said that before you explained it, which is next month, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could be.
At this point, I try not to have I feel like drawn to them, but I also feel like, let me not have any more interactions, because I went down to the station the other day and I was like, hey, do you have any of your trade publications laying around the station that I could have? And this officer came out and he was like, we don't need to tell you what we read. I don't ask my doctor what he reads. And I was like, dude, you're coming at me very aggressive. You don't need to do that. I'm just asking you a question. I'm a police trainer. And it was very powerful and strong. I was really proud of myself that I stood in my power, because these people can be very scary sometimes to others. It's like, don't take it personal. This is just like their personality with some of them. But I ended up emailing the police chief or the chief of police, whoever, I don't know, is the top. It was very ballsy of me, but it was sort of like a jolting experience for me. I had to clear my energy field. But then I said, okay, something good came out of this, because I've been wanting to email the chief of police, and this was my in, and I haven't heard back from him yet. That was 2 days ago. But some of these things, I don't know how people are, in one way it doesn't matter how they're receiving the message, but on the other hand, it's like, well, I want him to be like, okay, yeah, we want you to come in. Why don't you come teach this training? I'm sure these guys are talking about me. It's a small, how many, that's what they do. They just sit around all day, these cops. How busy are they in town, So they all gossip. So they must be, I was doing healing on a tree the other day, and then I saw the cop again this morning because I was checking out another tree that was down because we had a hurricane here. and I was guided to do healing work on the trees. And he was like, yeah, you were over at the police station the other day doing the healing work, working with that. He didn't know what I was doing, but he was like, you were with that tree. I mean, I don't know. They must think I'm sort of, I don't know. All of a sudden, I'm seeing them all the time. It's like I can't avoid them.
Right. Listen, love, thank you for the questions and the information. I've got to wrap it up, though, because my board is stacked. Look, you're going to know. You're definitely assertive, so you will definitely know when to put your stamp. Say, okay, enough. And that'll come out etherically, too, okay? Even if you don't want to be aggressive to an officer. But I think you can be, to be quite honest.
Yes.
I really see that being an issue for you. But, yeah, I mean,
you see that thing?
I see that's very strong. You don't have a problem stating your piece. And they will completely understand it. And like you said, the community isn't huge. It's going to get around, and people are going to understand it. Just know your power too, because there's a lot of strength and power in that, and your ability to be assertive, right? So.
All right. I just look at it as positive. I just have to look at it as I'm kind of clear. Yeah. I just have to. Yeah. That's like my own childhood wounds coming up. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. It's positive. Talking positive about me. It's good. I'm not annoying them. Nothing like that.
Right. Yeah. No. Like I said, when you have this light, people are generally going to be, or intuitively going to be drawn to that. And I know you know that about yourself. So and look, just keep us updated. Let us know how things are going, because we love to hear back from everyone.
Okay. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate it. You're more than welcome. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, Sissy. Moving on to our next caller. Hang on one sec.
Yay.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hi. My name is Tina. Happy Thursday. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Happy Thursday, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
Welcome to the show. How's it going in New Jersey?
Happy birthday.
Oh, it's great. We had some complications from the hurricane the other day, but we're fine. Just a lot of trees down.
Right. Yeah, I heard. Did you hear Jessica? I think they were having some issues over there too, and she's in the same state as you.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Oh wow. So you guys are surviving it then, huh?
Yeah, we're pretty peaceful. I would like to ask about a relationship with my boyfriend Todd.
Sure, go ahead.
That's it. I just want to know what Spirit has for us.
Right. Okay, always remember, we try to let everyone know, when we get a general question, it might turn out to be a general answer. If you can be a little more specific, it really helps. There's something specific you want.
I guess if you can do the Akashic Records, like why did Spirit bring us together?
Well, the Akashic Records doesn't quite work that way, because that's about 2 weeks worth of work. So that's something that we get hired to do. You can always go and look for us on scrollsofthesoul.com, and or myself are there if that's something you'd be interested in. In the future.
Oh.
In the meantime.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's like there's clearly something you've got to decide here, and that decision needs to be made very, very soon. Correct?
I'm sorry, you said I have to decide. What do I have to decide?
There's something that has to be decided. This is what's coming up for you. So I'm doing a bit of dowsing and writing, and something that's going to evolve very soon, or that is expected, that needs a decision on. I don't necessarily know if it's in the romantic end, but there is something about making a clear, decisive decision came through for you. That's what I'm saying. When if it's not clear, sometimes it doesn't always come out clear. Is there something outside the romantic question that you have that you're waiting for clarity on?
No, business.
No?
No, but that's separate. I just wanted to know about the relationship.
Yeah, no, I know, but a lot of times, when you ask that question at first, the first question you asked, which was kind of vague, so you get kind of the vague answer. So what I'm going to do is see if Anne has something a little bit, more information than me, and I'll proceed, try to ask this more specifically to get a specific answer.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Anne, are you there?
Hi. Yes, I'm here. Hi, this is Anne. So you asked about the relationship, and for me, I'm feeling that the foundation of your relationship is good. It feels like a very good one. But there also is like there have been going on some things, and I feel what is currently going on is some kind of transformation. So it's nothing to fear, but it can feel a little weird sometimes. So it's like things are not kind of always appearing like you are used to them to look and feel. But it's every time we go through a transition is a good thing, because if we are aware of those things that we feel a little bit challenged by, then we know what we need to work with, because those are the greatest keys for us. So it's like having a little bit of transformation and reviewing the relationship and keeping things. I'm sorry, it's like I hear things in the background. I hope you can hear me. So it's like good, thank you. And it's like, sorry, I just lost it. Like cleaning and clearing things. So releasing a few things and bringing in some new ways of seeing things. So it feels like you are a very good match, and that you have what it takes to go through this. And even if we don't feel that changes are always very positive, because it's very common to resist the change itself. I've done that hundreds of times, so you're not alone. But it feels like it's very, very good. It's going to come out refreshed and renewed and bringing you forward. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
That makes perfect sense. I understand.
Okay. That's the only thing I want, if you understand that. So it feels very good for the future. So it can be a little up, down, but that's okay. Don't focus on it. Focus on the future. Sue?
Yeah, Tina, thank you.
Have...
Yeah, I do. Tina, do you have a computer or something running in the background? Because we keep getting feedback on our end.
Oh, yes, I pressed mute to take it away. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was hearing. So it was like a delay that comes afterwards. So, okay. So quickly, what I got for you was two things. As far as the relationship aspect, I'm hearing that your guides are saying there's some forgiveness that needs to be learned. So whatever's in the context of the relationship that comes from any past event, it may not even be with who you're with now. It could be from before. That there's some healing that needs to take place, and you're aware of this, right? You're aware of some aspects.
Yes, I am. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that kind of came in really strong. And then the other aspect to this was, remember I said clarity, having clarity and deciding something. What came up next with that was finances and career. So there's a financial aspect or financial factor here that that's kind of woven in to the relationship. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just seeing finances that come together, and sometimes it can create a rocky road. Sometimes it's a good thing. Just see that there is financial aspect. Gina?
Hello?
Gina? Huh. I think we may have lost her. Gina?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay.
Girl, did you put me on mute?
Yeah, I remember you said you heard noise. I muted it to, give you clarity.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so so it sounds like it's the computer or something. I don't know if you're calling in from a computer, but yeah, that's
no,
fine.
it's air conditioned. No, it's just air conditioned. That's it.
Okay. So did that make sense as far as the financial aspect that's kind of weaved into the relation
yes,
aspect?
that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I need a little more time to write then on your behalf. Okay,
yeah,
listen.
no, I was just trying to see if we were together in another life. That's why when I was asking about like an Akashic, like do we have a history? Like,
Right.
that's what I was
Okay.
asking. Yeah.
Yeah, the Akashic, as you probably know, is something that really takes some time. It's not just a quick reading, because we're like investigators. We're actually investigating the soul and things that you are affecting you now tend to be associated with what had gone on in the past, and it's kind of reflective of that. It would make complete sense if we were to do the record on your behalf.
Yeah.
You know?
But a very short answer, Tina, would be that I do feel that you have a past life history, but I'm not delving into seeing past lives at this time because that takes time, just as Sue says. But it feels like you have. And in these times, actually, it's very common, and we do meet up with more than one soulmate many times, because if you compare and think about how many lifetimes we have had, we had a huge amount of past lifetimes, actually. So we have many soulmates, and that's a beautiful thing. We don't always have a romantic relationship for all our lifetime here. And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And sometimes we end up having our soulmates in other kinds of relationships, like being friends or even family and siblings and everything like that. So neither of them are better or worse. But the thing with soulmates are that it's beautiful, it's very intense, much love and strong feelings and everything. But soulmate relationships also offer us the mirroring of what's unsolved within. But that's coming out of love, even if it doesn't always feel like that. So a very good thing is to, when you are with a soulmate, try to just see through things, through the illusion, rather than focusing on what feels bad right now at this very moment, because it has a deeper meaning. So go within and feel it. Make sense?
Perfect sense. Perfect.
Nice. Very good, Tina. And listen, keep us informed. We're on at this time every Thursday. Update us when you can. I'd be curious to see how things turn out. I will add one final note for you. So I grabbed a couple decks. I mixed them together, right? So I have two distinctive decks mixed together. And both that I used, one was a romantic deck and one was a message from spirit. Both these decks put out the forgiveness card. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. Well, Anne was talking to you.
Yeah.
Yes. I have a lot of forgiveness, yes, for my ex. That's so true.
Yeah. I mean, if you can
That's
see these decks, they're pretty massive. So to mix them together and have two different decks together put out forgiveness, that was the odds are, very rare that would happen. Okay, Gina.
Yeah, I guess that's my spiritual homework. Thank you.
Yep. Yes, it is. All right, Gina. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. Blessings to you all. Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Okay, Sissy, let me grab another.
We have some interesting calls today, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Yep. In fact, I'm going to move to another call, so give me a second. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, ladies. I'm so glad I got in. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Oh, hi. Hi, how are you, Lisa?
Hi.
Hi, I'm so glad I got in. Thank you for your precious time helping people, and I love you both. Thank you.
What can we do for you? What's going on that you want to fill us in on?
If you don't mind. The first, I'm getting signs of commotion from the previous place that I talked to you about. I'm seeing commotion, a lot of it. And then of course, I don't know. I like that gentleman. Who I used to work with. But I know we're not good. And I mean, I hope he contacts me later on. I mean, that's what I'm hoping. And of course, with the other one, which is other gentleman, well, because he has things that belong to me, but there was no relationship. I'm also seeing in him commotion. I haven't had any relationship till like this week. It's been coming a lot, and I just want to let you know, like you said, that there was a lot of parts to it, and I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you please advise? Thank you, ma'am.
Well, you know what? Off the top of my head, just what I started writing was the first thing that came out was seeking. So, of course, that makes sense because you're definitely seeking to understand what's all going on. And but this is coming out more on the spiritual side. So, while there may be a history with a lot of intricate parts that we talked about, that we spoke about in the past, there's something that's coming out that's way more powerful on the spiritual side for you. Has something changed or something happened where you were like, wow, that was amazing? Something happened recently? Tina?
Are you asking me my spiritual life?
Sorry. Yes, sorry, honey. Lisa, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. A lot. I'm like, oh my God, wow, really? Wow. I love all humans, but they misbehave, and I'm really trying to be a good person. Yes, ma'am. You're right.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that seems to, irrespective of the things we spoke about in the past and what's been happening, this is something totally different. This kind of goes beyond any of the things we've been talking about, and it feels very much like a wall of protection for you. Like it's guides and angels, just putting this massive protection and letting you know that they are in existence, that they are there, they understand what's going on, and they wanted you to know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am. Wow.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
It's coming in so strong. I'm actually trying to catch up with it. Yeah, it's very powerful. Whatever the experience was, it's extremely powerful. Was this recent? You know, we haven't talked, I think, maybe 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am. 2 weeks. Yes, recently, yes, it just happened. A few days ago. Very good, ma'am. Scroll through. So, ladies, yes, ma'am, you got it. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good,
no,
wow.
sorry about that. I just there's a lot of cooking,
okay.
and there's a lot of really really cool energy around you, but it feels very protective, and wanting you aware that this is happening.
Thank you.
You know, so yeah, I wow. Yeah, I can't kind of see anything else. I'm sorry about that, honey. I can't see anything else. Go ahead, Ann.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi. This is Anne. I just have a very short message. I don't know if I'm correct or not. I just feel something because it feels like something that are ongoing is going to stop. It's going to come to an end. So that feels very strong. That was the first thing that I could feel around this. And this whole situation as it is, I don't know because I didn't really get the question today, but it feels like it's connected to a place more than maybe the people there. So sometimes there are places that have are holding an energy that actually can interfere. So it's sometimes weird things can go on. So it feels like just go on to be committed to not stepping in too much in what's going on. Just let it come about as naturally as possible. And I do feel that it's going to come soon to a point where this ends. I don't know if that makes sense to you at all.
Yes, it all makes sense. You're right about that. Never question God's creation, because God is real, and when we don't understand, when we disrespect Him, and yes, my answer both of y'all. I just want to ask a question about my male friend. Do you think communicating the one with the L and then the one with the other one? The other one has some of my things. That's all I want to know as well, please, to calm me down.
Yeah, okay. I can't hear you very clear. Maybe it's the line, I'm not sure, but I can't hear you very clear. No. But you asked about a man, right?
Yeah, the male friend, my two male friends, one with the L, you see is communicating, and then one with the R is he come down so I can communicate with him because he has things that belong to me.
Okay, there are guys. I don't really hear you, but what I'm hearing. Okay. I hear this that this is very strongly connected to past lives together, and that's probably why this can have such a big impact in your life right now, because usually things are kind of coming together and they are sometimes flowing very smoothly, and other times they can create some bumps on the road for us, if that makes sense. But I do feel that you have a strong connection, so don't let things that are outside of your connection interfere with the connection itself, if that makes sense. So if he has any kind of issues or matters he needs to deal with, try to just support him, but don't step into it. And I feel that there are some decisions coming very soon, okay? Should we ask Sue if Sue has anything more for you?
Yeah. I think I heard what the question before, Lisa. You have to understand on our end, there's some clear your phone call, but I thought I heard your question about an L or an R. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. On both of them. Yes, ma'am. Just real quick. Yes, both men.
Okay,
Well,
so you're wanting something returned, right? Is that what the question
yeah,
is? You want
I
something
have
returned?
something that is mine. Yes, ma'am. I want to know how to communicate with him now. If it's time already.
Oh,
and then,
right.
Of course, I want to.
Yeah, R is refusing to give back. I don't know. You can try, is what I hear. You can try, but you're going to run into brick walls again. Remember, we talked a lot about there being some intricacies there and things that are just moving in and out. A lot of like heart, and this is again feels like it might be associated with some of that. Or how, but I try again.
Okay.
Yeah, and just be mindful. You're connecting on a spiritual side for a reason.
Okay.
So.
And then. And do you see L contacting me? Or
no, R is who I circled. So R came out really strong. But I do have to wrap this up, love, because I've got so many other calls, and we're coming to end here. Like we always tell you, keep us updated. Let us know how things are going. And good luck with it. Good luck with all of it. Of course. You're welcome.
Many blessings. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you.
Bye.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay. Sissy, did you want?
Yes.
What do you want to do here? We're running out. We make it really, really quick, or just wrap it up? What do you want?
If we take another call, we take a very fast one because we don't have so much time.
Yep. Okay.
You decide.
Hang on. It's going to have to be really quick, guys, so just ask the question. I'm coming over.
Hello?
Hi. What's your name?
Hi.
Where are you calling from?
My name is Nicole.
Nicole. Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
How are you?
Good. Where are you calling from?
West Virginia.
Virginia. How's it going out there?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
What could we do for you?
Well, I've got into a little argument with my boyfriend's roommate last night, and I was just wondering, like, is things going to get better between me and him, or because he's like a thorn in my side, he's coming between me and my boyfriend, and it's just not good, because my boyfriend lives in another state. I live in West Virginia. He lives in Indiana, and it's just like, I don't know if we're ever going to get rid of this guy or what.
Right. Actually, so I don't know if you were on earlier. What I tend to do is pull cards for everyone who's in the room. The first card that came out was yes. So, and then the second one was assertive. And I feel like this very much has to do with you, both the yes answer and the assertive. But then again, like I said, I always ask for the whole board. Especially the assertive part. That's being emphasized on your behalf. So whether you need to be, or maybe the person who you're with is too assertive. Assertiveness came in really strong for you outside of the yes answer. That's about what I'm seeing right now, just because I'm running out of time. So I may have Anne. See if Anne could come up with something. Anne?
Yes, I have something, I think, here. Hi, Nicole. I do see that you have a very strong connection between each other, and it's very common these days, actually, because we do tend to, in this open world, even if it's currently maybe not so open right now, it's going to open up again eventually, right? So we are living in a time where we tend to meet up with soulmates much more than we had been in the past. And that's where I feel your connection is. It feels very, very good. And I do have a feeling that you are going to try to make this work and come to some kind of a way where you can talk about this and make this being like a stepping stone for the future, because life always throws in things, and if we approach what we see when we find ourselves in a situation where we feel a little bit challenged, the best we can do is just take a step back, have a look. Why is this triggering me, and why is this triggering my partner? Of course, you can't answer for him, but once this has come to a point where everything is more relaxed, I feel that it's going to be fine for the future. That's what I'm sensing. I hope that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does. It's just I don't know if this guy's ever going to go away, because it's like I feel like he's coming between me and him, his roommate. So.
Yeah, I feel that he will, and I feel that there are things that you're going to learn about this that will make sense to you after, and you will understand why this has come about. And then you can't really change this other person, right? But you can change how you respond. So focus on your relationship, and don't focus your intentions on the person that you feel that are disturbing you right now. Make sense? Okay. I know that's easy to say. I'm very, but that's the best one can do, and that's where you focus your attention where you want it to be, so to speak. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole. Call back this week. Try to get in a little bit earlier, okay?
Okay.
Just so we don't have to speed through a reading for you. Maybe we could give you a couple minutes extra.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Good.
All right.
Good luck, Nicole.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck. Thank you. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Yay.
Okay,
almost done for today. I think it's going too fast. I want to stay on longer, but we can't.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
I know.
So we come to the end.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for interacting with us and calling in and chatting with us and doing everything and honoring us with your questions. And on today's show, we have been talking about soul realignment and vital life force, plus your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. Our next upcoming show will be next Thursday, August 13th, with Soul Sister Show, host Sue and myself, Anne, and we will be holding open lines plus a surprise topic. So tune in. And, of course, we take your calls when it's open lines for questions and mini readings or whatever is on your mind, basically. So just, if it's spiritually related questions, just ask. We'll be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always listen to replays of all our shows anytime at scrollsofthesoul.com/past, scrollsofthesoul.com/past, or go to YouTube and search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, and you can listen to past episodes. And this one will be up within 24 hours. So you can always keep yourself updated on upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, and of course also on YouTube. And remember that you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading or more in-depth reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. So we will be happy to answer you. Thank you all for listening and calling in, and we're back next Thursday, August 13th, holding open lines. So, Sissy, is there anything you want to tell the listeners before we end the show?
Yes, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your patience as well as your trust in calling us. If not every week, at least every other week. We really appreciate it, as well as our new callers and listeners. We are truly grateful and honored that you want to ask your questions to us. We really, it does humble us, so we really do appreciate it. So thank you, everyone. And with that being said, I'll do a shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
Love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.